Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody. The Satanic Illuminati news is an example of all four. It's been a while since I've done a Satanic Illuminati news. To be honest, I just haven't felt up to it. When I began this video series, I wanted to have a daily broadcast in which you could get your news summary as well as a little conspiracy ranting at the same time. But honestly, it kind of punched me in the gut emotionally in a way that I wasn't prepared for. After a handful, less than 10, I think, episodes, I began to dread it and finally got to the point where I would just stare at the screen and loathe to say the words that wanted to come out of my mouth. So decided to try again today. A lot has been happening in the news, especially the whole Weinstein sexual harassment explosion. I'm of two minds on the whole thing. I hope and would like, if this were a genuine awakening that was happening. I'm glad these pigs are being outed for their piggish behavior. Too long has this kind of behavior been excused as a natural part of masculinity when it is absolutely not. Real adult men and women, they don't rape, they don't sexually harass, they don't grope, they don't even flirt. They don't put out the vibe that they're on the sexual marketplace if they're in a committed relationship. If you're in a committed relationship and you still put out the vibe that you're on the sexual marketplace, look in the mirror. You're just as culpable for this environment in which sexual harassment is tolerated as these men. But as far as these news stories go, I don't trust them. I know who controls the news media, and I know that we wouldn't be seeing these stories unless they wanted us to see these stories. Still, a small part of me holds out a hope that this is like the scene in The Lord of the Rings, in which Bilbo stumbles upon the ring and the narrator says, "And then something happened that the ring did not intend." I still hope that perhaps this is something that the hidden hand did not intend. We'll find out. If it is real, then there will soon be an outing of the Jezebel spirit, along with the masculine rape culture. The Jezebel spirit is responsible for this kind of behavior. And also, if we see reports of satanic ritual abuse of children, we'll know this is for real. Everyone should know by now that the Republicans are full of it. They control both the White House and the Congress. They could pass any law they want, yet they've done everything within their power to ensure that their every initiative is defeated. Actions speak louder than words, people. The reason they didn't repeal Obamacare is because they don't want to. The reason they won't pass this tax bill is because they don't want to. They lied to you to get elected. Surely you see that now. We must ban robots and lay down video technology. We must turn it off, lay it down, look around, and love. Once more, we must ban robots and lay down video technology. We must turn it off, lay it down, look around, and love. Now, it's my opinion that video technology is on its way out. Soon the Internet of Things will actually replace video technology with audio/holographic technology. It's the same thing. We must lay it down, look around, and love. Get ready to say goodbye to newspapers and radio. Far more human medium for news. Planet X is the real climate change. People, wake up, do your research. Earth just entered into a swarm of comets, asteroids, debris. And science is now reporting that Earth's rotation has slowed. Not only that, they're saying it's part of a cyclical slowing of Earth's rotation, in which somehow, I guess, Earth inexplicably speeds back up as well. Now, I'll pay $1 to any scientist who can explain to me how periodically the Earth slows down and then speeds up. It's impossible without the action of some other force. Now, if the Earth isn't speeding back up and only slowing down, and if it's caused by earthquakes, as scientists say, the Earth would be still by now. That's bullshit. The Earth has slowed just recently because of what I've been saying for over a year now. Planet X is kinda getting a little close. That's why we're in a debris field in interstellar space. That's why chemtrails blanket our skies. Because the radiation from the sun is changing. It's changing because it's interacting with a new planetary body which approaches. Now, of course, the Satanists have their own agenda about calling the population in a death cult and killing everybody and blah, blah, blah. But an important part of their agenda is taking advantage of this event to come. How? By making it look like an alien invasion or a world war or some sort of scenario in which there are bad guys then emerging from their bunkers 100 years later as the ones who, we wrote the Georgia Guidestones. We were the good guys. We saw it all coming. We have the answer. Here is the technology. Here are the wonderful seeds. Here, we can fix your computers. We can get your cars running. We can get everything back. We can raise you up and make you civilized again. We're your saviors in this new world. Order out of chaos. That's their dream. To destroy the world and then, quite naturally, rule it. Doesn't every supervillain in the comic books, every Bond villain, every mad scientist, every evil genius, what do they want to do? They want to rule the world. That's what these people want. Divide and conquer. I love this story. Ask yourself this. What could the CIA do with, let's say, 10,000 MKUltra mind control slaves. Could they wreak havoc in a nation for 2 or 3 years? You bet they could. Now, this is insane violence. 50 times and then burn the body? That's insanity. This is exactly the kind of behavior you would expose a child to whom you wish to inflict trauma-based mind control. That's what these Satanists do. They take young children and they inflict upon them the most horrific, nightmarish, painful experiences. And their mind says, no, we're not messing with that. Put that in a box. Lock the box. Stick the box in the corner over there. Now that's a defense mechanism of your mind, and it's a useful one. It helps us not relive things like car accidents and rape. But these evil people have discovered how that mechanism functions and how to manipulate it. They create these altars through childhood trauma, and then they trigger it and unleash it. They unlock the box and let it out. So what if this woman here, or this man who stabbed this woman, wasn't just a mentally ill person, but an MKUltra mind control, one of the 10,000 who was triggered and then just acted out behavior he had witnessed over and over again as a young child? I would place odds, if you looked into this man's past, he was part of the military, maybe even a military family, or employed by Lockheed Martin, Boeing, one of the major military-industrial complex contractors. I'm not going to look into it. I don't really care. I just think it's funny. Whoa, wait. These video machines are affecting our brains in ways that we could not have predicted? Nah, you're kidding. Rumors of war. Divide and conquer. Fear-mongering. So many of these stories just simply fall into the same category. You would think that people would get bored of reading the news, but the stories are different. It's just the underlying theme that is the same. Ooh, mysterious booms, explosions, rumbles. Planet X, anybody? Nah. Can't be that we're blown into a debris field, which is like the herald of Galactus to Nibiru. A gravitational debris junkyard. You know, like the snow pushed before a snow shovel. You get this leading edge of junk being pushed. We're not in that. That's not explaining. That's not what explains all the meteors and fireballs and forest fires and navigational malfunctions in the Navy. And no. I believe that the true nature of this psyop, I'll call it, with the outing of so many sexual harassers in the business and entertainment and political world is basically goddess worship. It's a Freemason idea, the emasculation of the man and the empowerment of the woman to the goddess level. And if you think about it, that's what's being done